Hi everyone, welcome to Tech Education. This is part 2 series of App Service. In part 1, we discussed about what is App Service, what features it, and in the demo, we created a web application and then deployed it to App Service. And finally, we enabled authentication for the same App Service, whatever we deployed it. I recommend you to watch part 1 before watching this video for better understanding. And I'll provide the link of the video in the description. Now, in this video, we'll talk about what is App Service Plan, what is a pricing tier, and what benefits it has it. And finally, in the demo, we create App Service Plan in Azure portal and we'll discuss the features of the App Service Plan. What is App Service Plan? App Service Plan defines the underlying infrastructure and resources required for your applications to run efficiently. Example, in this is the place where you configure like what is the storage required for your application, how much RAM is required, how many codes are required. So all these configurations you will be doing it in App Service Plan. Once you do it in the App Service Plan, it's applicable for all the apps inside the App Service Plan. And we can have different types of applications like web apps also we can have it, web jobs, APIs, and finally even functions also we can have it in the App Service Plan. The fundamental component of the app service plan is a pricing tier. So the higher the pricing tier, the better the infrastructure and the features you get it. This pricing tier has two important subcomponents. One is features and hardware. We will discuss these features in the demo more detail. Now let's discuss about benefits of app service plan. First benefit is like scalability. So you can scale up or scale out in app service plan. Second is shared infrastructure, like whatever the infrastructure you are giving it, it will be shared across all the applications inside the app service plan. Third one is the central location. You can have all of your applications in a single app service plan. Finally, cost efficiency. Consider that you have a web application which you wanted to deploy it in VM. So the price of the VM will be higher when comparing with the app service plan. So this is a cost efficient solution. Now let's get into the demo. So this is the app service plan. So currently I have this app service plan, plan-client one. Generally, this is the naming convention. The reason why I gave it is client one is like in the real time, people will have it like plan-client one, client two. That means it indicates that all the apps related to this particular client are available in this app service plan. Okay, so now it talks here. You can see what is the location, what is the operating system it has it, and how many apps are there in this app service plan, what tier it is in, having it pricing tier details, under which resource group, what subscription it has it. All these in a high level, you will get a view of the app service plan over here. Now let's go ahead and create an app service plan. First thing is subscription, you need to select it. Second is like what resource group, under which resource group you wanted to create this app service plan. So mine, I would like to create it under YouTube. So now let's say like a demo app service. Okay, the name is there. Now in this, I would like to deploy only Windows based application. So I'll be selecting Windows. Region, I would like to leave East US as it is. So this is the fundamental component, pricing tier. The higher the pricing tier, the better features and the configuration you will get it. So let's explore this. So there are two subcomponents into this. One is hardware, second one is the feature. In hardware, there are primarily two things. One is for dev and test, basically for less demanding workloads, and second one is for production. Okay. So suppose if you select basic, you will get all, this is the configuration what you get it. For example, okay, ACUs, Azure Compute Unit. So this is the metrics for the performance of the VM where your application will be deployed. That means the higher the ACU, the better the performance you get it. For example, if you see here for dev environments, it's 100, and in production, it is 195. That means the power of the VM is almost to double when comparing with basic and premium. Second is vCPU, Virtual Central Processing Units. Basically, you can select the number of codes required for your applications to run. So here it is 1, 2, 4, and then if you go to production, you will have 2, 4, 8, 16, etc. Depending on the need, you can select the configuration and how much memory is required for your applications, like how much RAM is required. Here it is 1.75, and you can see in the production it's a higher end configuration, like 4. You have till 256. Storage, how much storage is required for your applications. Here it is 10 GB. Here by default it's 250 in the production. And scale, how many instances you wanted to scale. In basic, you can scale maximum 3 instances, and in the production maximum you can scale to 30 instances. Finally, the cost comes. So this is per instance per hour, this cost, and this is per month. So if you see here for basic, it is 6.24. And if you go to the production, it is 16.639 per hour. And if you see it on the monthly basis, there is a big difference. And if you go with the higher end configuration, it is like 33,006 sorry, 3,36,000. And if you go for the higher end configuration, it is very high amount. Now let's see the features. So these are the features it has it. First point is custom domains. Suppose when you by default you will get Azure websites.net domain, and if you have any custom domain, you will be able to configure the custom domain for your app service. Scale, you can scale up or scale out your instances, but the catch here is when you scale out the instances. For example, if you say like scale out to 3, these instances, this configuration is applicable for all the apps inside the app service. Next is auto scale. You will be able to scale up or scale out the instances. And for production workload, you can have an auto scale based on some rules. You can scale up or scale out. Daily backups, it's not applicable for dev and test environments, obviously. And for production, you will have daily 50, maximum 50 backups. Staging slots. Staging slots are not applicable because that itself is one environment, dev and QA. Whereas in production, you can have 20 slots maximum. And finally, zone redundant. Next is zone redundant. Zone redundant is nothing but you will have your application will be deployed into multiple zones so that you will get high availability. Of course, by default, your Azure App Service gives you 99.95% availability approximately. And if you have zone redundant, you can get up to zero point 0.4 extra, maybe like 99.99% high availability, you will get it because this gives you an extra protection from the hardware failures. And these kind of configuration, this zone redundant is required generally for very high available systems. Now, if you see it here, the cost is increasing because the features, the higher. Now, if you see here, cost per hour, the higher the price, the more configuration you will get it. For example, here, if you see the features are not there. For example, if you take free, there is you will not have any of these features. And if you go for premium, all these features are available. That is why I said like the higher the pricing tier, the more the configuration you will get it. So for our demo purpose, I will select free version. So now next, we don't have to give any tags since it's a demo. So we selected the resource group YouTube, and this is the name of the app. We can have Windows applications in this particular plan. So all these details are correct. So let's go ahead and create it. Okay, it got created. So this is the overview where you can see the details of your app service plan, and you can see the CPU percentage utilization, memory percentage, all these metrics will be available over here. Under settings, you can see the apps, whatever is available under this app service plan. So since it's a new plan, we don't have anything. So I'll show you a different plan. So in this plan hyphen client one, there are multiple apps. So example demo application one. So this is how it looks like if you have multiple apps inside the app service plan. Now, second one is the file system storage. So how much storage is available for your applications? How much is available? How much is used? All these metrics, you can see it over here. And finally, scale up. So once if you scale up, you can scale up your app service plan over here. For example, initially we selected free one. If you wanted, we can just go ahead and then select it. But for demo, it's not required. Now scale out. So you can scale out the applications. Since it's a free tier, I have used it. I don't have an option. Otherwise, you can scale out the applications. But what you need to remember is if you scale out the applications at the plan level, all the apps will be scaled out automatically. Okay. And finally, it is the activity log where you can, of course, ask. We don't have any activity logs. So let me go back to my previous plan. Here you can see the activity logs. So if you see here, we have updated the hosting plan. Okay, so those kind of activities will be tracked and you can see it over here. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe.